The other unusual fact about its trajectory is that it comes very close to the inner planets other than Earth. And only in 20,000 cases, you end up with such a close proximity to the planets.
The story of 3I Atlas is the story of a cosmic anomaly that gets stranger by the day. First, it was its size, larger than an entire city. Then it was its composition, which seemed almost industrial. But now, as it closes in on Mars, the most disturbing detail has emerged. Its flight path lines up perfectly with one of the most famous and mysterious radio signals in history, the WOW signal. A coincidence? Many people are starting to think not. The thing nobody tells you is, this visitor might not be just passing through. The behemoth at our door. Something is out there, and it's getting closer. For months, astronomers have been tracking 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever discovered passing through our solar system. At first, it was a cause for celebration, a rare chance to study a visitor from another star system. But now, to put it mildly, that excitement has turned into deep concern. As Atlas closes in for a flyby of Mars, it has started acting very, very weirdly. This isn't just another space rock. The data coming back is so strange, so impossible, that it's forcing scientists to question everything they thought they knew. This object isn't just a discovery, it's a mystery, and it's unfolding right on our cosmic doorstep. The first red flag was its sheer size. The thing nobody tells you about interstellar objects is that they are usually quite small. The first one we ever saw, Oumuamua, was about the size of a football field. The second one was a fairly standard comet, but 3I Atlas is a monster. Initial estimates place its diameter at over 3 miles wide, the width of Manhattan Island. This makes it 1,000 to even 1,000,000 times more massive than our previous interstellar visitors. We're talking about a minimum mass of 33 billion tons. And you can see this everywhere in the data. Its gravitational influence, the amount of light it reflects, it's an absolute behemoth. Then came the images from the Hubble Space Telescope. Many people are crazy about getting pictures of these distant objects, and Hubble delivered. But the picture it sent back raised more questions than answers. Normal comets, when they get close to a star, develop a tail of gas and dust that always points away from the star, pushed by solar wind. Atlas, however, had something else. It was projecting a bizarre jet of scattered sunlight forward, pointing directly towards the sun. This jet was a laser-straight beam, 10 times longer than it was wide. A weak, normal-looking tail only showed up much, much later. What could cause a jet to defy the basic physics of solar wind? This wasn't just unusual, it was unheard of. What many overlooked in the initial excitement was the object's path. It's moving on a retrograde orbit, meaning it's traveling in the opposite direction to all the planets. This makes any potential interaction incredibly high energy and unpredictable. As it approaches its closest point to the Sun, a blistering 125 million miles on October 29th, it's getting a huge gravitational kick. If it's just a comet, it might erupt in a spectacular flare or even break apart under the strain. But if it's something more, it could potentially maneuver using the sun's gravity like a slingshot to go somewhere else. The most shocking fact is that its trajectory puts it in the perfect position to send probes toward Earth or other planets. Right now, as it prepares to sling past Mars at a distance of just 18 million miles, every available instrument is being pointed its way. Between October 1st and 7th, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and the European Space Agency's Mars Express and ExoMars orbiters are gathering as much data as they can. The high-rise camera on the NASA orbiter, powerful enough to resolve objects on the Martian surface the size of a coffee table, will give us our sharpest images yet. These pictures will be 20 times clearer than what Hubble gave us. They will either confirm our wildest fears about its size or hopefully show us that we've made a huge mistake. But as the first packets of data begin to stream back, the mystery of Atlas is only getting deeper. What it's made of is even stranger than how it moves. A signal without sound. You see, when you want to know what something far away is made of, you don't actually have to go there. You can just look at the light that comes from it. By breaking that light down into its component colors, a process called spectroscopy, scientists can identify the chemical fingerprints of different elements. It's how we know stars are made of hydrogen and helium. So, naturally, every spectrograph in the Mars orbit was pointed at the gassy plume surrounding 3I Atlas. Everyone expected to see the usual comet ingredients: water, ice, and dust. What they found instead was, to be blunt, completely baffling and sent a shockwave through the scientific community. The first results from the plume were so strange that the team running the analysis thought their multi-billion-dollar equipment was broken. Instead of water, the primary gas spewing from Atlas was carbon dioxide. But that wasn't the showstopper. The most shocking fact was the metal content. The spectrographs detected huge, disproportionate amounts of nickel. In nature, especially in asteroids and comets from our solar system, nickel and iron almost always appear together in predictable ratios. The only time you see nickel alloys like this is in industrial manufacturing here on Earth. It was an unnatural chemical signature, something that simply shouldn't exist on a random chunk of rock and ice from another star. There was another layer to this mystery hidden in the very nature of the light bouncing off its surface. Light waves normally vibrate in all directions, but when light reflects off a surface, it can become polarized, meaning the waves start vibrating more in one direction than another. It's the principle behind polarized sunglasses, which block the glare that reflects off roads or water. Astronomers measure the polarization of light from celestial objects all the time. But the light from 3I Atlas showed what is called extreme negative polarization. This effect was so pronounced that it didn't match any known natural object. It was almost as if the surface was engineered to reflect light in a very specific, very strange way. We have a colossal object bigger than a city with a mass of 33 billion tons. It's shooting a jet of light the wrong way. It's made of industrial-grade materials, and the light it reflects is unlike anything we've ever seen. Each new piece of data deepens the mystery and chips away at the natural comet explanation. It's a collection of anomalies so profound that they defy easy answers. You can see this everywhere. Scientists are scrambling and theories are flying. Many people are crazy about the idea of this being a natural phenomenon we just don't understand yet, but others are starting to whisper about a different possibility, and that possibility is tied to where Atlas came from and where it's going. A path of intention. The thing nobody tells you about our solar system is how flat it is. All the planets, from Mercury to Neptune, orbit the Sun on a relatively thin disk. This is called the ecliptic plane. Objects coming from outside the solar system, from random directions in the galaxy, should arrive from all over. The chances of an interstellar object arriving perfectly aligned with this flat plane are incredibly low. Yet 3I Atlas is doing just that. Its trajectory is aligned with the ecliptic plane to within 5 degrees. What many overlooked was the timing of its arrival. The path of 3I Atlas is bringing it unusually close to not one, but 3 major planets in our solar system. Its flyby of Mars is happening right now. It will also make close passes of Venus and Jupiter. The timing is so perfect, it's almost like it was planned. For an object to arrive from another star at just the right moment to have these 3 close encounters is a statistical improbability of staggering proportions. It's a trajectory optimized for observation or perhaps for deployment. However, the most mind-bending coincidence, the one that has truly shaken the astronomical world, is where 3I Atlas came from. When we trace its path backward, out into the cosmos, its arrival direction points directly toward the constellation Sagittarius. On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio detected a powerful 72-second-long radio burst coming from that exact same patch of sky. The signal was so strong and so unique that the astronomer who found it, Jerry Eamon, circled it on the printout and wrote "Wow" next to it. The "Wow" signal remains the single strongest candidate for an extraterrestrial broadcast ever detected. It has never been repeated and its source has never been found. And now, decades later, a bizarre, colossal object emerges from that very same direction. The arrival direction of 3I Atlas is aligned to within 9 degrees of the WOW signal's origin point. You have 3 statistical anomalies, each one more unlikely than the last, all attached to the same object. First, the alignment with our solar system's plane. Second, the perfectly timed flybys of multiple planets. And third, its origin point aligning with the most mysterious alien signal in history. At what point do coincidences stop being coincidences and start looking like a plan? The implications are so huge, it's hard to even process them. Judgment Day. So the big question everyone watching this is probably asking is this for real? Are we missing a key detail? The thing is, this is the reality astronomers are facing right now. We have an object that, by all accounts, appears to be ticking all the boxes for something artificial. Dogmatic scientists who insist this is a natural comet are now on the clock. they must explain all 7 of these anomalies: the size, the composition, the polarization, and the 3 impossible trajectory coincidences using known, probable natural processes, and so far they can't. The anomalies that will remain puzzling forever, like its trajectory, mean that 3I Atlas will never be dismissed as just another space rock. This brings to mind the ancient story of the Trojan horse, an innocent-looking gift left at the gates of Troy that concealed a hidden threat. While nobody is suggesting Atlas is hostile, the principle of being cautious about an unknown visitor is more relevant than ever. An encounter with an interstellar artifact would be what's called a black swan event, something with a low probability but with world-changing implications. This possibility is being taken so seriously that a new white paper has already recommended to the United Nations that an international organization be formed to handle such an event. The world's governments are quietly preparing for a possibility that until now was pure science fiction. In the coming weeks, as 3I Atlas slips behind the sun from Earth's perspective, it will vanish from our view, and the silence that follows may be even more unnerving than its presence. When it emerges again, what will we see? Will its trajectory remain unchanged, or will it surprise us with an abrupt maneuver? Could it release smaller craft, scattering them across the inner solar system like celestial seeds? Because of its retrograde orbit, anything it deploys would streak past the planets at terrifying speeds, cutting paths that humanity has never had to account for. A single artificial motion from Atlas could ripple through the financial markets and shake global stability to its core. For this reason, the world's radio telescopes remain on constant alert. Was the alignment with the legendary WOW signal a meaningless accident, or is Atlas itself transmitting across the void? The clearest answers may not come from Earth at all, but from orbit around Mars. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, equipped with its high-rise camera, will soon be positioned to capture images of Atlas. Though the resolution will be only 20 miles per pixel, even a solitary bright pixel could be enough. With that single dot of light, scientists can estimate its surface area, confirm its scale, and finally confront the astonishing possibility that this object is larger than anything natural we've ever tracked between the stars. Perhaps the cosmos is simply proving more inventive than we imagine, conjuring up a bizarre natural phenomenon that fits no known model. The story of 3I Atlas is far from over. Is it a 1 in a trillion natural wonder, or is it humanity's first real contact? Let us know your theory below. And if you want to stay updated on this incredible mystery, make sure to like and subscribe.